Good morning everyone. Welcome back to Moth & Co. Coming to you from this very, very wet February day in Ipswich near Brisbane. And today I thought I'd just get through a video request on how to put the Ferex edge trimmer system together. And I thought it might be worth just explaining a couple of things about how the Ferex system actually works as well. So let's get into it. So on my workbench here I've got everything lined out that we actually need to do this. So we've got the edge trimmer itself, we've got our small Allen key, and then we've got the pole extension that connects to the edge trimmer. So an interesting piece of information about the Ferex system is each of these poles has a specific purpose. So with this one here, as you might be able to see, I'll try and get this into focus a little bit. This little guy here, as you can see, he's actually pushing the edge trimmer here. So that means that this particular pole here lines up with the edge trimmer and it won't line up with anything else, and vice versa. So if you're trying to, say for example, put the extension for the chainsaw onto the edge trimmer, it won't work. So I hope that kind of explains a little bit on how that works. And then finally to actually get the edge trimmer to marry up to its pole, we've got the edge trimmer here. As we can see, this is where the pole actually moves into. And as we can see, we've got this little arrow here, and what I'll just show you is right here on the piece of cast alloy. I don't know if you can actually see that or not. There's actually another arrow right underneath this particular Allen bolt. And what happens is that hole that little arrow is pointing to marries up with this one here. So we'll get that in there. So that just slides in like that, and then might just be able to make out these two are pointing directly at each other. And what I'll do first of all is just show you what happens if you try to marry it up while they're off center. So with this Allen key, I'll try and tighten this up, and what will happen is the bolt will only go so far and you won't be able to tighten it right up to the point where this little spring washer is being, that little spring washer, that needs to be compressed underneath the head of the bolt. So we'll take that back out, just undo it. Sorry, this probably isn't the best video quality. We'll just line those two arrows back up, and then we'll come in and I can feel that's got a little bit of pressure behind it, but what will happen is that bolt will move straight through that little hole, and that will be able to tighten up very nicely and compress that spring washer properly. And I'll just show you what that looks like. So as we can see there, that little spring washer is nicely compressed there, and that tells you that that pole is not going to fall off while you're attempting to to trim your edges. And interestingly too, I think it would be worth just noting which direction this pole actually curves in. So with some of them, the curve is, I guess the curve is going directly down from where the holding point for the actual motor is. Whereas on this particular instrument, the curve is kind of horizontal to that. So what it's actually doing is it's putting you out of harm's way from the spinning mechanism, which is right there. That's what's doing all the cutting work. And then finally, to adjust the height for how deep you want the cutting to go, you simply adjust this little wheel to wherever you need or want that to go, and that's the edge trimmer essentially put together. Finally, yeah, that nut and bolt, well, that bolt needs to be tightened up as well, and that's just a secondary function for safety, to make sure that the whole unit doesn't come flying apart as you're walking down the road and potentially hit somebody as they're walking along. So just make sure that you tighten that up nicely. There we go. And once that's done, you are absolutely ready to go and trim your edges. I certainly hope that helps, and if anybody wants to understand more about how this system works or anything else, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you feel like it, and that's about it. And hopefully soon I'll have some better quality videoing equipment. I've got a little vlogging kit now, so 2 hands are free, which is wonderful. Alright everyone, thanks so much. Have a great day.